Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandut Pranam Mataji. Jai Shri Prabhu. Today we'll discuss about Damodar.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Dandut Pranam, Srinivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam.
Padma Mataji, Dandut Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Chandan Prabhu, Dandut Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, I guess we'll begin. It's a very, very wonderful pastime. Every time I speak about it, I become very happy. This Leela is so nice. Om Agyante Mirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So this is the month of Damodar, the Kartik Mas. This month started on Wednesday, so maybe like 3-4 days before. As we discussed last week, this month, every day in this month is very special. And many devotees have told me, I myself have felt that even whatever devotional service is difficult throughout the year becomes very easy in this month, because this is the month of Srimati Radharani, and Radharani is the goddess of devotion. So it is said that whatever love or devotion, whatever small amount we have, that is actually Radharani's mercy on us. And as she becomes more and more merciful, our devotion towards Lord Krishna will grow. Srila Prabhupada says, we cannot approach Krishna directly. It is very difficult, but we can approach Krishna through Srimati Radharani, and that becomes very easy. And this is a month of Srimati Radharani. So devotion is easily accessible. Also, it is explained by Srila Prabhupada that every devotional service rendered in this month yields 1,000 times the benefit. So devotees do a lot of austerities in this month, very, very special month. Devotees wait for the entire year for this month to come, and we sing Damodar Ashtakam. Today we will try to see some verses of Damodar Ashtakam. We probably may finish this week or may continue next week also. And then we offer a lamp to Lord Damodar. And either we chant extra rounds or do more reading. We do little bit extra devotional service. um, best time to increase round, best time to do whatever we are unable to do, any form of devotional service. This is the time to start. So this month is also called Damodar Mass, the month of Damodar. It is Kartik Mass and it's also called Damodar Mass. Now, Damodar is the name of Krishna, and Udar, Udar means belly, and Dama means rope. So Damodar means one who was bound by the rope, one whose belly was bound to the rope. And this, because Mother Yashoda bound Krishna with the rope. This month is also called Damodar month because of this Leela that happened. And it's a very, very sweet nectarian pastime. Um, um, Anyone has any question, any point of time, please stop and ask. So this we are going to discuss from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Srimad Bhagavatam is divided into 10th canto in 12 cantos, and 10th canto is considered the face of Srimad Bhagavatam. The first canto is like the lotus feet and you keep going up. Um, um, and the 10th canto is the face. The 10th canto describes everything, all the pastimes of Lord Krishna. There are 18,000 verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. Among them, around over 8,000 verses are only in 10th canto. First canto has like 19 chapters, second canto again something like 13, 14 chapters, don't remember exactly. And like this, 12, 19, 20, 22, 24, like this. When we come to 10th canto, it has 90 chapters, 90. Almost half, maybe 40%. Almost that much amount is just 10th canto, just about the pastimes of Krishna. And they are, that is the face, like what is most appreciated in someone's form is the face. People look at the face, people judge the beauty mainly by the face. So that is the 10th canto. But Srila Prabhupada also said that we should not directly jump to 10th canto, but we should go in sequence. Sukadev Goswami continued. So this is again continuing conversation between Sukadev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. One day, when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maid servants were engaged in other household affairs. Now, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they were the king and queen of Vrindavan, and they had many, many servants. And Krishna was their son. So Mother Yashoda, she saw that all the maid servants were engaged in household affairs. So she personally began to churn the yogurt. Krishna loved yogurt and butter. Krishna loved milk products. Krishna loved cows. That's why one of the name of Krishna is Govinda. Go means cows. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to the cows. So, um, um, so Mother Yashoda would churn butter and yogurt just for the pleasure of Krishna. So while churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna. In Vrindavan, everybody is always absorbed in Krishna. And Mother Yashoda, every action, every step, every word, everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. And we are trying to attain that level of devotion where we can do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karosi yat asnasi yat juhosi dadati yat. He says, whatever you do, whatever you give away, do it as an offering to me. So Mother Yashoda, as she was churning butter, she was completely absorbed in Krishna likes butter. Govinda likes butter. I'm making butter for him, my son Krishna. So she was remembering the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all those activities. So how they would remember Krishna, like in this material world, um, we remember Krishna mainly through chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, mainly. In spiritual world, also they always remember Krishna, but the way they remember Krishna is whatever Krishna has done, they make a song out of it. Um, and then they sing the song. It's much easier to murmur a song. So they compose the songs based on Krishna killing Putana, or Krishna stealing the butter, or Krishna dancing with the gopis, or Krishna going with the cows, he's milking the cows. He is going with the cowherd boys to Govardhan, and he is playing in the Yamuna water, and he is doing so many things. So they compose song, and she was just remembering, and she was with full love. She was churning the yogurt to make butter for Krishna. And there's a beautiful description. She was wearing yellow sari with malati flowers on her hairs, and her body was going to and fro like this, and she was perspiring, and she was completely in bliss, thinking of Krishna's childhood activities. Mother Yashoda thought that since this child Krishna was going to the houses of neighborhood Gopas and Gopis to steal butter because he did not like the milk and yogurt ordinarily prepared. Um, so she was personally churning butter from yogurt. She was personally churning butter from yogurt made from the milk of Padmagandha cows. These cows only eat flavorful grasses and give flavorful milk. So there are millions of cows. It is said that Krishna has 18 major groups of cows. Dharani, Harani, Neela. So these are all different groups of cows. Each cow has distinctive feature. Like Neela is all blue in color. Then one cow is mix of black and white. One cow is pure white. One cow is pure black, brownish. One cow has hooves. One cow does not have hooves. So there are different kinds of cows. So all those different kinds of cows are grouped into. So one kind of cow all will stay in one group. All without hooves, white will stay in one group. So likewise, there are 18 groups of cows. So among millions of cows that Krishna has, very few, like it is said that among them, 1008 cows are very special. Among them, 108 cows are very special. Very special means they are personally taken care by Mother Yashoda. Now, Mother Yashoda cannot take care of millions of cows. So they have so many gopas who take care of all the cows. But Mother Yashoda personally take care of 108 cows. And she feeds very fragrant grass to those cows. And the milk comes from those cows has very nice flavor. So they are called Padmagandha cows. So Mother Yashoda was thinking that, my child Krishna is very naughty. He does a lot of mischievous activities. He goes into the house of the other gopis and he steals butter. And then they come and they complain to me. And his activities are very mischievous and he's very naughty. So what should I do so he doesn't go to steal butter in the house of the gopis? So Mother Yashoda thought, well, let me make such wonderful butter that this butter will surpass all the other butter in Vrindavan. So she, with full love, love is the main ingredient, the best milk from the best cows, and she personally started churning. Actually, every gopi in Vrindavan loves Krishna more than their own child. Everybody in Vrindavan is centered around loving Krishna. So when they are chanting butter, they are chanting because Krishna is so beautiful and they have such love for Krishna that any day if the other gopis they don't see Krishna, that day is like a barren day for them. So they hope when they are making butter in all the homes, they hope if we can see the beautiful bluish blackish complexion face Krishna. Krishna is like, it's not, it is said that Krishna is bluish in color. There is only one blue boy. There is no blue boy in Vrindavan. And he is extremely charming, very fresh, youthful. And it is said that that blue color of Krishna is not ordinarily found in this material world. It cannot be found. It's a spiritual color. And it has a very nice luster on it, like very lot of glow in that color. So it's lustrous, bluish, blackish, and with long hairs flowing over his shoulders, and eyes like a lotus, and lips like a lotus. Lotus, like lotus has a particular shape, like this, like this. So like lotus shaped eyes and very soft nose and lips like dark complexion, like dark red lips. So the description, and then he has some earrings on his ears. Such a beautiful, such a beautiful um, face. Um, so the gopis, when they chant butter, they long, if at all we can see Krishna. And the way Krishna speaks is extremely sweet. The way he behaves, he charms the heart, he steals the heart of everybody in Vrindavan. So the gopis are thinking, we are churning butter. Our only hope is if Krishna can come to steal our butter, so we can look at him. And their pleasure comes from, if they catch hold of Krishna, then if they catch Krishna red-handed, then they catch hold of Krishna and they scold him, why did you do this? But Krishna's hands are like butter soft. So the moment they touch Krishna, they go into ecstasy. Their hairs stand on it. So when they catch Krishna, it's such beautiful. When they look at Krishna, they scold Krishna, why are you so naughty, Krishna? And their heart is flooded with love for Krishna. And they just kind of take an opportunity and they embrace Krishna. And they just kind of, and then they make Krishna, your punishment is now you have to dance. You have to show 2 steps of dancing, then only, otherwise we'll complain to Mother Yashoda. So Krishna becomes very afraid. And then Krishna dances. And he wears just a uttari and a nice brilliant jewel moving to and fro. And they go mad just in that association of Krishna. So Krishna knows that every gopi is making butter just so that I can go and steal. Mother Yashoda also chastises Krishna. She says, Kanaya, Kana, there is so much butter in our home. Why do you have to go in the neighborhood to steal butter? On the top, why the gopis come to complain about Krishna? They need an opportunity to come to the house of Mother Yashoda so they can see Krishna. And then they come and then they complain to Mother Yashoda. They derive so much joy because everything there is filled with love. So Mother Yashoda, तुम्हारा जो काना है ना वो ऐसा करता है. So they want to speak the name of Krishna. And then Mother Yashoda derives so much joy when she hears the naughty activities of her child. And then Krishna comes in, and then they look at Krishna, and then Krishna has some false tears, and then they again embrace Krishna. So in that way, just love is flowing, 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 flowing. And here Mother Yashoda, so Krishna doesn't need butter. Krishna himself has 9 million cows. Nanda Baba has 9 million cows. But ye yathamam prapadyante tam tadhava bhajami. Krishna says, as you approach me, I reciprocate accordingly. Krishna can be conquered by love. That's it. No amount of knowledge, nothing else can conquer Krishna, just love. Prema bhakti, devotion. So Mother Yashoda was thinking, this child is very naughty and so many people are coming and complaining. All the gopis come and complain. So what should I do? And then she personally get the milk. Usually, the gopas will go and milk the cows, but she personally milked these Padmagandha cows, which are 108 very special. Their milk is very fragrant, these cows. Now, and then she was personally, usually she has a lot of servants, so they churn butter, but she's personally churning the butter. She wants to make sure everything is just tip top perfect, so that Krishna is very pleased by doing this. The ladies of Vraja poetized all the Krishna's childhood activities. So whatever Krishna does, all the gopis they make a song out of it. Having collected all these songs, Mother Yashoda began to sing these songs in order to pacify her longing to see Krishna, who was sleeping in another room. This is early morning time, and Mother Yashoda is churning, and she had chudiya in her hands. So they are making chan 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 sound as she is churning, and she is getting tired. So the flowers are becoming loose, and hairs is becoming loose, and they are falling on the ground, and she is tired, and she's churning the butter. And then she's singing about Krishna and remembering Krishna's pastimes, and um, um, and she's completely imbued with love for Krishna. And Krishna is sleeping in the room next to her. It's early morning time. Then, while Mother Yashoda was churning butter, Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast. Actually, they said that when Mother Yashoda was singing the song, remembering Krishna, milk was flowing from her breasts out of love. And then she was desiring, Krishna is very small, baby Krishna. So she was desiring that Krishna should drink this milk. So the love was flowing from her body in the form of milk, and Krishna was sleeping. So then Krishna got up and he appeared before her. And in order to increase her transcendental pastime, he caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. So she was churning, and then he caught off her hand, and the rod, and then he said, no, first I need some milk. I want some milk. So in this way, Mother Yashoda, Krishna started crying from hunger upon waking in the morning. As soon as he got up, he started crying. Yashoda bliss increased unlimitedly upon perceiving Krishna's cleverness. So when she saw Krishna is so naughty, and he is crying just because he want to drink the milk. So Mother Yashoda bliss increased by doing that. So Mother Yashoda then embraced Krishna, allowed him to sit down on her lap, and began to look upon the face of the Lord with great love and affection. Because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breasts. But when she saw that the milk pan on the oven was boiling over, she immediately left her son to take care of the overflowing milk. Although the child was not yet fully satisfied with drinking his mother's milk. So, as Krishna was drinking the milk, Mother Yashoda was looking at the innocent face of Krishna, and she was deriving great satisfaction by looking at the face of Krishna. And suddenly, she realized that she has kept the milk on the stove. Now, the milk on the stove, and the milk started to boil. Um, okay, let me explain something more here. It is said that everything in spiritual world is conscious. Conscious means conscious, everything. The dust of Vrindavan is also conscious. Um, Everything in Vrindavan, the Dham, is manifestation of Balaram. Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna, and Balaram manifests into Dham. His expansion is Dham. So they Even a grain of dust of Vrindavan or the flower or they all represents Balram Tattva. So they are all conscious. That's why the dust of Vrindavan is also called Chintamani. Chintamani Dham. The dust is called Chintamani. Chintamani is a stone. So the nature of Chintamani stone is whatever you want, that stone will give you. So the dust of Vrindavan is compared to Chintamani. You go to Vrindavan and you ask any desire from a single grain of dust of Vrindavan, the grain of dust can fulfill all your desires. Every tree in Vrindavan is also desire fulfilling trees. And the holy name of Krishna is also compared to Chintamani. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukto Abhinatvam Nama Namina. Nama Chintamani Krishnas. The name of Krishna is Chintamani. Anything you desire from the name of Krishna, the name will give that to you. You become very, very, all your desires will be fulfilled if you sincerely chant the holy name of Krishna. So, um, so everything is conscious, and the milk is also conscious. So our acharyas explain that the milk was thinking that Krishna is so satisfied drinking the milk of Mother Yashoda. So why will he ever look at me? So I cannot serve Krishna. He will never drink me. He's drinking his own mother's milk. So the milk became depressed. So the milk thought, well, let me enter into fire so that end my existence, because what is the use of my existence if I cannot be enjoyed by Krishna? So thinking like this, the milk started to boil and started entering into fire. And Mother Yashoda was thinking, "Are this is the milk for my Kana. He loves, and this is very special milk. I personally milk the Padmaganda cows. So I will feed him this milk, and I will make yogurt and butter from this milk. And my child Kanaya would love this milk, yogurt, and butter." So she pushed Krishna away, and she ran to take care of the milk on the stove. Now both are for the service of Krishna. She's feeding Krishna, she's churning the butter, she's stopping the milk. Everything is for the service of Krishna. But she thought, let me go just for a minute and turn off the stove and then come back. Then I will serve my child, Krishna. So she went, but Krishna didn't like it. So being very angry, Krishna became very angry that why did you push me off and why did you leave me when I want to be with you? So being very angry and biting his reddish lips with his teeth. So his teeth are very red, natural red. It is like a bimba fruit. Bimba fruit is very dark red in color, and in that bluish lustrous complexion with a very dark red lips, he looks extremely charming. So he bit his lips with his teeth. Krishna, with false tears in his eyes, broke the container of yogurt with a piece of stone. So there was a pot. The pot has yogurt, and Mother Yashoda was churning the yogurt. And by churning the yogurt, you get the butter. So he took a stone and broke the pot of yogurt, and all the yogurt spilled over. Half yogurt, half butter, and some water, and everything was spilled over and lying all over the veranda. Veranda is like the open space in between the house, the open space. That's where she was churning. Then he entered a room and began to eat the freshly churned butter in a solitary place. So after he broke, he ran. He was afraid. He was afraid because he was thinking, now Mother Yashoda may scold me because I broke. She has put a lot of effort. I mean, it takes a lot of effort of feeding those cows the flavored grass, milking, converted into yogurt, and already she was churning for so long to make little bit butter was coming out now, and then he spoiled everything, and everything is spilled over. So Krishna was really afraid. So Krishna wanted to hide himself. At the same time, he was hungry, So he wanted to eat some butter. So he entered into a room, a storeroom where the butter was stored, and he started eating that butter. And he was very afraid also. It is natural that when a child becomes angry, he can begin crying with false tears in his eyes. And it is said that um, hmm, okay. Then what happened? Mother Yashoda, after taking down the hot milk from the oven, returned to the churning spot. And when she saw that the container of yogurt was broken and that Krishna was not present, she concluded that the breaking of pot was the work of Krishna. Now, this time, Yashoda had, okay, let us see. Yashoda concluded that this was definitely the work of her son. Touching her forefinger to her nose, she started laughing. So this is Mother Yashoda's love for Krishna. When she saw everything is spilled over, all her effort is has gone to waste. But when she saw that this is the work of her child Krishna, she started touching her nose and she started laughing, smiling. So just that thought of Krishna filled her into smile, but she feigned anger. She acted as if she's very angry just to teach Krishna that how can he do like this. So here you see in a picture that Krishna stepped on a grinding mortar and then he was taking butter from the pot which was hanging on a rafter. But because it was hanging at a height, Krishna cannot get that butter, so he stepped on a grinding motor. At that time, he called all the monkeys. Krishna has many friends. Krishna has some monkey friends also. And then it is explained that because monkeys helped Lord Ramchandra, Krishna has gratitude for the monkeys. So then he started feeding the butter to the monkeys. And then Mother Yashoda entered. Krishna at that time was sitting on an upside down wooden mortar for grinding spices. So he was sitting on a grinding mortar upside down and was distributing milk preparations such as yogurt and butter to the monkeys as he liked. Because of having stolen, he was looking all around with great anxiety, suspecting that he might be chastised by his mother. Mother Yashoda, upon seeing him, very cautiously approached him from behind. So as Krishna was taking the yogurt and butter and giving to all the monkeys, he was very fearful, and he was looking like, so he was looking all around, thinking if Mother Yashoda is coming. And Mother Yashoda, from the window and from the door, little door opening, she could see that Krishna is very afraid. So very, very slowly she approached Krishna. So Krishna doesn't notice him. She wanted to catch Krishna. Mother Yashoda was able to trace Krishna by following the butter smeared footprint. So because everything was spilled over and Krishna went into the room a little bit far away. So there were footprints of Krishna's butter footprints. So by following that, she could catch which room Krishna went to. So she saw that Krishna was stealing butter. Yashoda's face broke into a smile. And when she saw that Krishna is stealing butter, she smiled. Meanwhile, the crows also entered and came out in fear. So the crows, now when Mother Yashoda came, it is said that the monkeys and the crows, they all noticed that Mother Yashoda has entered the room. So all the crows are, they started flying off, and all the monkeys started running away out of fear from Mother Yashoda. And Krishna, after everybody left, Krishna was alone, and then he was really afraid at this point of time. When Lord Shri Krishna saw his mother stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the top of the mortar and began to flee as if very much afraid. So Krishna immediately got down from the mortar, and he is very small. He can still walk, but he's very tiny. So he immediately escaped. Mother Yashoda is standing there, but he somehow escaped from that little corner, and then he started walking onto the ground, into the field, into the forest. I mean, the veranda outside their home. and he was really afraid. Although yogis try to capture Krishna as Paramatma by meditation with great austerities and penances, they fail to reach him. But Mother Yashoda, thinking that the same Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. Now, Krishna cannot be caught by anybody. Krishna can be caught only by love. Whom we are talking about is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The yogis, it is Sukadev Goswami explains Srimad Bhagavatam, yogis try to capture Krishna in his mind through meditation for so many lifetimes and they cannot capture Krishna. But Mother Yashoda was thinking Krishna to be just an ordinary child. And she was running. And we will see that she actually caught Krishna. There is another story where one time a demon named Kalyavana, he was um, he wanted to um, he wanted to um, um, catch Krishna. He wanted to kill Krishna. So he saw Krishna and then he started chasing Krishna. So Krishna started walking, and then Kalyanemi thought, I will catch him and I will kill Krishna. So he started running, and Krishna was only walking. Then he thought Krishna is just one hand away, so he started running a little faster, and Krishna was simply walking. And then he further increased his speed, and Krishna was simply walking. Still, he was always same distance away from Krishna, and he could never catch Krishna. It is described in the scriptures that although Kalinama was increasing the speed, the distance was the same between the demon and Krishna. Krishna kept on reducing the time. So, because Krishna says, time I am. So, with great speed, Kalinama was trying to catch Krishna. He could not catch. So, Krishna entered into the fire, and Muchukunda Maharaj was sleeping there, and he got up. It's a long story. Muchukunda Maharaj has helped the demigods to fight against the demons. So the demigods asked Maharaj Muchukunda that, do you need any benediction? Muchukunda said, for so many years I haven't slept because I'm constantly serving you. Now I want to take rest. And then nobody should disturb me. And if anybody disturb my sleep, they should be burnt into fire. So that was a benediction of Maharaj Muchukunda. And Muchukunda Maharaj was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. And he was always praying to Lord Krishna to show his mercy. So Krishna wanted to do these favors. So Krishna entered the cave, and Krishna hid in the cave. And Muchukunda Maharaj was sleeping under a blanket. So when Kalanemi entered, Kalanemi thought, oh, Krishna is so clever that he entered the cave, and he, in no time, he started sleeping under a blanket. He thinks he can fool me. So this Kalanemi demon, he kicked the person who is sleeping under the blanket. And that was actually Muchukunda Maharaj, King Muchukunda, who was sleeping. So Muchukunda Maharaj got up very angry, and he looked at Kalanemi, and Kalanemi was burnt into fire, and Kalanemi died. At that time, Krishna came out where he was hiding from, and then he gave darshan to Muchukunda Maharaj. And Muchukunda Maharaj, with tears in his eyes, worshipped the Lord and paid his Dandavat obeisances to Lord Shri Krishna. So there it is said that Kalanemi was running faster, but he could not catch Krishna. So nobody can catch Krishna, but how come Mother Yashoda could catch Krishna? Because of love. Now, this month is month of Damodar, and the reason this month is so important, the month of Kartik, because in this month, by your love, you can catch Krishna, which is actually very difficult in other months. But in this month, that's why devotees do intense devotional service so they can attract Krishna's mercy in this month. So, and another thing is, in Vrindavan, nobody considers Krishna as God. Mother Yashoda, she even saw universal form in the mouth of Krishna. And she got a thought ki, Are, who is this child? Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And then she actually was started to think that he must be Supreme Personality of Godhead. What am I doing? I am such a foolish lady. I could not understand who he is. Even Garga Muni said he is as good as Narayan. So he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then she was thinking, I must put him on the altar, worship him. But this is not Krishna wants. Krishna wants love. If there is opulence that comes, then the love becomes faded. Love becomes weak because of the opulence. So Krishna is not pleased by opulence and love together. He is pleased only by Shuddha Prem, pure love, without any opulence. Then the rasa is way more sweeter. For example, husband wife, you may like the husband in a homely manner, but if you see the husband as the CEO of a company has so many followers, um, um, that um, that opulence will reduce the love. The love is something like, which is pure, which is not influenced by any externals attached. So Mother Yashoda loves Krishna just as a small child. And so as Mother Yashoda was thinking like that, Mother Yashoda fainted, thinking, who is this child? She fainted. And then when she got up, she was covered by the Yogamaya potency of Krishna, and she completely forgot what happened. All the Vrajvasis, this is so surprising. Vrajvasis are seeing Krishna from their childhood that Krishna killed Putana. Putana was 11 miles long demon. Imagine 11 miles long. Now, one lion is so fearful, who is like, not even 3-4 foot. Imagine 11 miles long demon. She was touching the cloud as she was walking. Krishna killed her. Krishna killed Trinavarta, same height. Krishna killed a great Ajgar who was also 11 miles long. Aghasura. Krishna lifted the entire mountain in his pinky finger, that Govardhan mountain. That time Govardhan mountain was miles and miles long. People, Vrajvasis were thinking, we can't even lift one heavy stone. How can Krishna lift the mountain? So Krishna is performing all these leelas in front of them, but their love was so intense for Krishna, they would still think he's an ordinary child. He's an ordinary child. They would think, Mother Yashoda would think that because we are worshipping Brahmanas, we are chanting mantras, the Narayan is very pleased with us. That's why he is a normal child, but he is able to all these things because of the power of Brahmanical mantras and other things. So the love was so high that it is called Pashyati Apashyati. They see, but they don't see. And that is Krishna's will, that nobody in Vrindavan sees Krishna as who he is. Even we are worshipping Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna showed universal form, and Krishna shows that worship me. Demigod worshippers are less intelligent, and aham, everything emanates from me. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate. Iti matva bhajate mam bura bhava samandita. So one who knows this truth, that I am the source of everything, they worship me with all their hearts. So we know this, we worship with this opulence. But what happens as we keep worshipping and as our love for Krishna increases, we will start loving Krishna not because he is God. We'll start loving Krishna because we want to love Krishna. That stage will come by Krishna's mercy. That we are not interested in his opulence aspect anymore, but just his sweetness. It doesn't matter who he is, but just I like him because I like him. That's all. There is no other purpose behind it. And when we are ourselves, when our devotion is imbued with such love, then then the rasa arises. Either we love Krishna as like Mother Yashoda. Like Mother Yashoda, we cannot become Mother Yashoda, but we can love Krishna like a parent. We can love Krishna like a lover, like young gopis. We can love Krishna like a friend. So that rasa will arise gradually by our cultivation of devotion. One thing which will take you from A to Z, which will take you from beginning and will guarantee you entire perfection is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting of the holy name. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. Krishna has invested all his potencies in this holy name. This chanting of the holy name, if you just keep chanting, if you cannot do any sadhana, if you cannot do anything else in your life, if you just keep chanting, without your knowledge, you will be dragged to perfection. You will be dragged. You will guaranteed you will attain perfection. So we also want to attain. That's why this month of Damodar, Satyavata Muni prays that he doesn't want anything else other than prema bhakti, pure devotion. We'll continue this next week also. It's a relatively long presentation. So in this particular month, we sing Damodar Ashtakam. Damodar Ashtakam, those who don't know this word Damodar Ashtakam, I'm sure it must be posted in the group. Damodar Ashtakam is written by a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. His name is Satyavrata Muni. And Ashtakam, so these are 8 verses. Ashta means 8. It's called Damodar Ashtakam. So whatever story we are discussing today, that pastime is described in these 8 verses with beautiful prayers by Satyavrata Muni. So because this is a month of Damodar, this is Damodar Mass. In this month, we sing Damodar Ashtakam every day. And we offer a lamb to Damodar. Who is Damodar? You will see a picture of Mother Yashoda binding Krishna with a rope. That is Damodar Yashoda. So we offer a lamb to Yashoda Damodar every day. How do we offer a lamb? We first offer to the feet of Krishna, then we offer to the belly of Krishna, then we offer to the face of Krishna. We go from down all the way to face. And first feet, then middle, and then face. And then we offer around the body the whole time. So usually, Shrisha Mataji may post in the group, usually we offer 4 times circle in clockwise direction lamb. We offer 4 times to the feet. And then we offer 2 times to the belly. And then we offer 3 times to the face. And then we offer 7 times around the body. If you don't remember this number, that's all right. There's just a standard we follow in ISKCON. You can offer maybe 3 times to the face, to the belly, to the face, and then 7 times around the body. That's all right. It's not the number of circles, but it's like, the love that you are putting while offering. So this is the first verse. I will explain Damodar Ashtakam gradually as we progress in the story. The tune goes like this. Namamishwaram Sachit Anandarupam Lashat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana Yashoda Bhiyolo Khaladhavamana Paramishtam Patayanta Todutya Gopya. Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam. Namamishwaram means, Nama means to offer obeisances, and Ishwaram is to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. He is the Paramishwar. So Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam. His form is not material. His Rupa is Sachidananda, full of eternity, bliss and knowledge. Sachitananda Rupa. Lashat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam. And he is wearing kundal. Kundal means earrings. He is wearing earrings, and as he is running, his earrings are going to and fro. So this is a description of this particular picture where Krishna was trying to steal butter, and Mother Yashoda came, and Krishna became really afraid, and Krishna started to run out of fear of Mother Yashoda. And there's a description Satyavat Muni is remembering Krishna running. So when we are offering when we are singing this Damodar Ashtakam, we can remember this picture in this verse and then connect. Okay, he is the Param Ishwar, Satchidananda Vigraha, wearing beautiful earrings, and he is running. Yashoda Bio Luk uh, Bio Lukhala Dhava Manav. Yashoda Bio means Bhaya. Bhaya means fear. Why is he running? Out of Bhaya of Mother Yashoda. Ukhal Bhayo Lukhalad. Ukhal is the grinding motor because he was he was um, um, he, he was trying to steal butter on the top of grinding mortar, and also um, Mother Yashoda was later on we will see that Mother Yashoda tried to bind Krishna with the grinding mortar also. um, um, so here the description is, as we read, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of the storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. So, Paramrishtam Atyantato Drupta Gopya. This Gopya here refers to Mother Yashoda. So the description is, okay, he went into the room, he was stealing butter. Mother Yashoda came, he was really afraid, he jumped down, he started running. And this is, in summary, what this first verse means. Okay. While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Krishna is very young child, naughty. So he was running very fast, and Mother Yashoda is trying to run behind him, but she's a mother. So it was a little bit difficult for her to catch her naughty child. So because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose, and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. So it is said, our acharyas explain that in during Vrindavan time, they would decorate their hairs with malati flowers, and that looks very beautiful, white on black hair. So as you see in a picture, she's having some flowers on her hair, and then they set it very nicely, the flowers, but then the situation is something like she has to run now. Usually they don't have to run, she is running fast, and Krishna is very afraid, so Krishna is running really fast. And it is said that Mother Yashoda was holding a stick in her hand, and she started running full force, although she was getting tired and her body was heavy. So, I mean, her waist was very thin, but her hips and breasts were very heavy. So, in that way, she is trying to run very fast, but the hairs were falling from her hairs. Our acharyas explained that there are two kinds of her flowers were falling from her hairs. Our acharya explained there are two kinds of flowers. One kind of flower were thinking, one kind of flower were flowers are because everything is conscious in Vrindavan. So one kind of flowers, they are on Krishna's side, and another kind of flowers, they are on the side of Mother Yashoda. So those flowers which are affectionate to Krishna, they are thinking, we cannot witness Mother Yashoda catching Krishna and scolding him with a stick in his hand. And Krishna is already so afraid. Why is she doing like that? We don't want to support Mother Yashoda. And they started falling from the ground, from her hair. They started falling to the ground. So these were the flowers on the side of Lord Krishna. Another set of flowers, they are thinking, very good, run faster and catch. Why is he like this? Why is he so naughty? Why is he is stole and he does such mischievous, and he is giving so much trouble? Catch him and punish him. So they were thinking that Mother Krishna is running so fast, Mother Yashoda is slowing down. So these flowers were thinking that because of our weight, Mother Yashoda is slowing down. So they also started falling from the hairs to the ground to make Mother Yashoda lighter so she can run faster and catch Krishna. So two different consciousness of two different kinds of flowers. Nonetheless, the essences they started falling to the ground. They were becoming loose and they were falling. And she is trying to catch Krishna. Although her speed was reducing, still because of her love, she was able to catch Krishna. Now Kalyavana, Kalanemi, the demon, he was running much faster, and there Krishna was simply walking. And here Mother Yashoda, because of a heavy body, her speed is reducing, and um, and she could catch Krishna, and Krishna is running here actually out of fear, and she could catch Krishna, but the demon could not catch Krishna because Krishna wanted to show that you cannot catch me by your agileness and your speed and by any other factor. But because out of love, because Mother Yashoda has such deep love for Krishna, and Krishna noticed that Mother Yashoda is getting tired, and she loves me so much, so he slowed down. He purposefully slowed down so Mother Yashoda can catch him. So Satyavat Muni says that he can be caught only by love, not by any other thing. Bhaktas can capture Krishna simply by love and affection. This is the example shown here by Mother Yashoda. Krishna therefore confirmed that if one wants to capture him, one must undertake devotional service. So you can all, just like Mother Yashoda caught hold of Krishna, you can caught hold of Krishna within your heart. How? By doing more devotional service in this month. That's why this prayer is called Damodar Ashtakam. Just like Damodar was bound by Mother Yashoda in this month, we can also bind Krishna by more prema bhakti, by more devotional service. When caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid and admitted to being an offender. And then she, as you see in the picture, she caught hold of Krishna. And then Krishna was really afraid. And moreover, the stick was also in Mother Yashoda's hand. So Krishna started crying. And Krishna said, yes, I made a mistake. I'm an offender. Why? Because if you admit you're an offender, then the anger is pacified in a way. So he admitted to being an offender. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying, his tears mixing with the black ointment around his eyes. Then they put kajal. All the gopas and all the gopis in Vrindavan, they put black kajal on their eyes. And when Krishna was crying, this tears were mixed with the black kajal, and it was like a black line on their cheeks, on his cheeks. So Mother Yashoda looked at it, and then his tears mixed with the black ointment around his eyes, and as he rubbed his eyes with his hands, and Krishna was like this. So Krishna was crying and he was rubbing, and his hands were becoming black because of kajal, and tears were coming. His face was all becoming blackish because of kajal. He smeared the ointment all over his face. So as he was rubbing and crying everything, his whole face became black. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. So she caught him, and he is very delicate. It is said that when a gopi would embrace Krishna, because Krishna's body was like butter, he would melt in their embrace. As if you hold a butter, what happens? If not like hard butter, like normal room temperature butter, if you hold it, it will just go all over your body. It will just, like, it's so soft, you can just press it. So likewise, when they would hug Krishna, he would melt like butter in their arms. So very delicate. Still, he left Govardhan and he kills the demon. This is Krishna. So she caught him, and he was rubbing, and he was very much scared. Rudantam mohurnetra yogma mrijantam karam bhoja yogamena shatanka netram moho shwashakam patri rekhanka kantha Sthita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Badam Rudantam, he was crying. Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam Rijantam. And he was rubbing his netra. Yug means two. So with his two hands, he was rubbing his eyes. Karam Bhoja is with his hands. Ambuja is Karam Bhoja is lotus hands. Yug mena Shatanka netra. And Shatank means fear. And he was crying and he was rubbing with his two hands, and his eyes was full of fear. And swasa kampa means he was breathing very heavily because he was running, and kampa, his body was trembling. Trirekha kantha, and he was having a neck beat and that was shaking. um, mm, Sthita Gravam Damodaram Bhakti Badham. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes was fearful and his breathing quick. And as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with the ropes, he shivered in fright and his pearl necklace shook. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. So this is the description of second verse. So as we are flowing with the story, this song will also flow. And this Damodar Ashtakam. Yamraj, this is another instance where Yamraj instructed his followers not even to approach the devotees, but to speak of capturing them. Now, there's a particular instance where Ajamil, he was a great devotee. He was illusioned by attachment to a prostitute. He gave up his wife and his parents and his children, and he started enjoying with the prostitute and begot many children. You all know the story. Then later on, because he was a devotee earlier, a saintly man named his last son as Narayana, and as he was dying, he called out his son Narayana, the power of the holy name, because the name happened to be the name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Yamdutas came to punish him because he gave up his parents and wife and enjoyed with a prostitute and very illegal activities he did. So he was punishable. So Yamdutas came to take the soul of Ajamil to punish him, but because he chanted the name of Narayana, Vishnu Dutas also came, and Vishnu Dutas chastised Yamdutas that this soul is perfectly pure. And Yamdutas like, what are you talking? He has performed more sinful activities than any other living entity in this earth planet, and you are telling he is perfectly pure? Then Vishnu Duta said, yes, he is perfectly pure because he chanted the name of Narayan. Every time he would call out his son by the name Narayan, his sinful activities were nullified, and whatever they were accumulated gradually when he chanted the name of Narayana at the time of death, they're all nullified. So he's purified. So he is not subjugated to be punished by you. And then Vishnu Dutas again chastise Yamdutas that how scary it is that you are taking care of dharma, punishing those who are not dharmic. Um, you are taking care of dharma. You are kind of instruments of dharma in this world, and such a pure soul, you want to take him to punishment. If your activities are so nonsense, how will anybody have faith in Yamaraj and his servants, nonsense servants like you? He chanted Narayan. So Yamdutas were really angry that it never happened before, and then they were thinking, how is it possible? But they saw that they cannot do anything because Vishnu Dutas are very powerful and effulgent. It is said that the effulgence of Vishnu Dutas, when they were standing, it was a night time, everything was glowing with exuberance because of the bodily effulgence of Vishnu Dutas. So they know that these are very powerful beings. So they could not do anything, but they became very angry and they went to Yamaraj. And they told Yamaraj that who is ruling this world? Are you ruling, or is there somebody else who is ruling also? And if there are two people who are ruling, then it's a flaw in the system. Only one person should rule. And we are always doing our activities. Nobody stopped us. How come these four effulgent personalities stopped us this time? So Yamaraj, he went into meditation and he understood exactly what happened. And then he told Yamdutas that actually Ajamil was a devotee and he chanted name of Narayana. So Yamraj told Yamdutas, never approach a living entity who chants the holy name of the Lord, Krishna or Narayana or Rama, who chants the holy name. The devotee who chants the holy name of the Lord is not subjugated by Yamaraj. So based on this pastime, Srila Prabhupada used to say that devotees will never have to see the horrible faces of Yamadutas and never has to go to hellish planets. There is no suffering for devotees. If devotees become fully pure soul, they will go back to Godhead and enjoy the pastime just like Mother Yashoda and other gopis and gopas. They are enjoying pastimes with Krishna. They will go back to Krishna and enjoy similar pastimes in complete bliss. But if they are not purified, then they will take a birth in a devotee family immediately. And then they will be given a chance to go to again make further progress in their Krishna consciousness. So Yamaraj instructed his followers not even to approach the devotees, but to speak about capturing them. He said, in future, it should not happen. And then Yamaraj, in front of Yamdutas, he bowed down in his mind to Narayan and he begged forgiveness. Sorry that we caused inconvenience to a devotee. Please forgive us. In other words, Yamraj also fears Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Yet this Krishna became so dependent on Mother Yashoda that when she simply showed Krishna the stick in her hand, Krishna admitted to being an offender and began to cry like an ordinary child. Even Yamaraj is fear personified. Even Yamaraj is afraid of Krishna. But Mother Yashoda is a simple woman, but by her pure love, with a small stick, she can make Krishna fearful. Krishna was not afraid when he was fighting Mahabharat war with millions of arrows coming and striking him also, many of them. Krishna was never afraid. But with a small stick, Krishna was afraid because of Mother Yashoda, because Mother Yashoda's love. Krishna mildly chastised Krishna. You have such a restless nature, Krishna. O friend of monkeys. Because monkeys are Krishna's friends. The pot breaker, now I shall bind. Now I shall bind you. Okay, so just we will do 1-2 slides more and then we will end for today. Mother Yashoda was always overwhelmed by intense love for Krishna, not knowing who Krishna was or how powerful he was. Because of maternal affection for Krishna, she never even cared to know who he was. Therefore, when she saw that her son had become excessively afraid, she threw the stick away and desired to bind him so that he would not commit any further naughty activities. So when Mother Yashoda saw that Krishna was so much afraid, Shatanka Netram, she became very much concerned for Krishna. And it is described, since everything in spiritual world is conscious, the stick of Mother Yashoda was also conscious. And as Mother Yashoda was trying to show the stick to Krishna, it is said that the stick was thinking that, oh, how unfortunate. I am meant to serve Krishna. Everything in Golok Vrindavan is meant to serve Krishna. The stick was thinking, how unfortunate. I am meant to serve Krishna. And now I am going to be used to hit Krishna. What is the use of my existence? And the stick was thinking like this. So although the stick was straight, our acharyas explain, the stick was bending towards the side of Mother Yashoda, saying that I don't want to be used in this way against Krishna. And when now Mother Yashoda will never hit Krishna also. But when she saw that he is very unstable now, he is crying, his whole face is black, he is telling I am an offender. Mother Yashoda was thinking, I don't know what other naughty activities Krishna will do. I don't know what he will do. And another thing is this pastime happened on the day of Diwali, on the same day it happened. And the day after Diwali is Indra Puja. At that point of time, we will discuss about it after this particular pastime, about Govardhan Lila, Indra Puja. So after this month will be mostly Krishna's pastimes, and then we go back to Srimad Bhagavatam. This is also Bhagavatam, but 10th canto. So after um, mm, um, um, so she showed the stick to Krishna, and then the stick was thinking that I don't want to be used in this service anyway. And Mother Shura was thinking that what will Krishna do now, because he's so unstable. He may harm himself, he may run, he may go somewhere. So Mother Shura was thinking, let me bind him. And she was also thinking that in Indra Puja, they make lot of items, they cook lot of items, a huge, mountains and mountains of sweet rice, kheer, pakoras, and all different dishes to offer to Indra. They do a lot of cooking. So Mother Shura was very busy in making arrangements for the festival. So she was thinking, already so much time has spent. If I leave him alone, then he may do other naughty activities and then I have to keep running behind him. How will I make sure the festival happens? I have so many responsibilities on myself. So Mother Shura thought, and plus Krishna may harm himself, may do something. I will be always anxious. So Mother Shura thought, let me bind him, so he will be in one place, he cannot go anywhere, and then I can focus on other things. And she was also thinking, he's very naughty, I have to teach him a lesson. He broke, just because I turned off the stove, just because I went to turn off the stove, he created such a scene, broke this, broke the uh, butter pot, called all the monkeys, and he's giving so much trouble just because I turned on the stove. So she threw the stick because she noticed that the stick is really not working. It's making Krishna very much afraid, and he's further crying. And then she thought, let me bind him, so he would not commit any further naughty activities. Can one bind Mahavishnu universal form? By his inconceivable energy, he allows himself to be bind, to be controlled by love and bound by his devotee. Nobody can bind Krishna, but we will see because of Mother Yashoda's love, and we will see the pastimes of how Mother Yashoda bound Krishna, and more details on that next week. And we will only stop here. If there are any questions, I can take at this point of time.
I have one question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Sheila.
So, yeah, the Kartik month that we are celebrating now, and one which starts after Diwali, what is the difference, Prabhuji?
Starts after Diwali?
Yeah, I don't know if you are aware. In South India, there is a Kartik month that starts after Diwali.
Well, Mataji, Kartik month is from Purnima to Purnima. So the first day of Kartik month is Sharad Purnima. Sharad Purnima was on Wednesday. That is the day when Krishna performed Ras Leela with the gopis, when he was in a Kaishar age. In South India, they celebrate Kartik month from Amavasya to Amavasya.
Yeah.
So there is a 15 days difference between Vaishnav calendar is from Purnima to Purnima. So in our culture, we start from Wednesday and they will start 15 days later. So some devotees say you can celebrate Kartik for 45 days if you like, but usually Purnima to Purnima as per Vaishnav calendar.
Okay. Yeah.
Are there any other question? Okay, wonderful. So we'll end here. My obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpa tarubhesha kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnavendra ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Dandavat.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.